Welcome to another Todd's
2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday.
Brought to you by the National RV Training Academy, the largest hands-on RV training academy in America. Hey, before we get to the video, which I know this is the reason why you're here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. Hit the subscribe button now. Thank you. Now, back to our Tech Tip Tuesday. Hey, this week, let's go ahead and cover some of the questions that we have about propane. So here we go. All right, so I know that we're going into winter, and a lot of you are beginning to figure out that that propane cylinder, the propane inside doesn't seem to last near as long the colder it gets. Let's go ahead and go over that. So in order to tell you a little bit about how to actually successfully use the propane in cold weather, just need to know a little bit about how propane works. Propane is kind of like water. Now water, if we want to turn it into a vapor, we have to boil it. Boil at 212 degrees. Propane, liquefied propane, boils at around negative 44 degrees. Okay? Now, the problem that we have is just like when we're boiling water. I can get the temperature of the water up just enough to boil just a little bit, and I get a little bit of steam. Well, our appliances use a lot of propane or a lot of vapor. So just because it's 20 degrees outside, which seems to be well above, say minus 44, we're not getting the volume of boiling that needs to take place. So what you've noticed is when it gets really cold outside, your large propane appliances, especially your furnace, seems to go out first. Now, I know you've probably been over to Facebook or something like that, and they tell you, hey, you may have air in the lines, turn on the stove, and purge it. That's all trash, okay? If there's a flame and it's blue, you don't need to purge the system. If you have a flame, you've got combustibility. That's not the problem. The problem is there's not enough heat to boil that propane. And to add insult to injury, when you use the propane, it freezes the outside of our containers. Makes it harder for the outside air to warm it up. So here's what you do. You warm up the tanks, okay? There are several different ways to warm this up. Warm water will temporarily warm those tanks up. But the best thing to do is buy a heated silicone pad. So jump over to Amazon. If you type in RV or propane heated sleeve, you're going to pay about $150 for a propane heated sleeve. No sense in doing that. What you're looking for is a silicone heating pad. Get the longest one that you can. You need to put it where the propane sits. Now, here's the thing about those heated pads. Make sure you get one with a thermostat on there. They do make them, and guys, we use them in all different types of industries. Now, let's think about this. If you have heated holding tanks, that's a silicone pad. All right, so get the ones that's 120 volts. You will have to plug it into a 120-volt outlet, but you can at least set the temperature. And you want to set the temperature between, say, 80 degrees and 90 degrees. Yes, it's going to consume a little bit of electricity, but what it'll do is it'll keep the outside of that tank warm. And by keeping the tank warm, I can boil the propane in the inside. I want it boiled because, of course, I use the vapor. Our appliances use the vapor, so keep it warm. So it's kind of simple what you do there. Heat those up. You can pour warm water on it, get yourself a heated silicone blanket. There's some other things. You can get a heat lamp and stick that inside. Not as efficient, but in a pinch, trying to get that done, trying to warm that up, that's how you can get through there. There's your tech tip. All right, before you get to the bloopers, which is why you're here in the first place, the RV industry needs thousands of RV technicians and inspectors, and now is the perfect time to do that. If you want to make more money or have more control over your time, go ahead and click the link below. Or if you just want to learn how to fix your own RV, got something for you there. Head over to rvtechcourse.com and get started today. Now, for the reason that you're at the end of the video, roll the bloopers. Look at there, one shot. Like boom, 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 very concise. Yeah, off the cuff.